In our Sunrise Smart Start, it is back to school today for students after a week off. And beginning Wednesday this week, students in New York State will no longer be required to mask up. Erica DeCoste is live this morning with more on this major update. Erica, good morning.
Good morning, and the governor added that cities and counties can make their own decision when it comes to enforcing the mask mandate here in Monroe County. Officials support the governor's decision to move forward with lifting the mandate. It's a long-awaited update for parents. Many have eagerly been anticipating some kind of decision for months when it comes to masks and their kids. The governor says after looking over recent guidance from the CDC and recent data, she's confident a mask optional policy is a safe step forward. She says COVID cases have dropped 98% in New York State since the Omicron surge, hospitalizations dropping as well, and vaccinations are going up.
Out of a population of nearly 20 million New Yorkers. So you have to look really hard to find that one little person who represents the 0.008% of New Yorkers who tested positive for COVID. My friends, this is an extraordinary slide to look at to show how long and painful this journey has been for the last 2 years, but this is where we are.
The new policy includes children ages 2 and up in child care settings. Again, counties and cities may still enforce a mask mandate if they choose to do so, and parents can still send their child to school with a mask as well. In Rochester, Erica DeCoste, News 8.
Erica, thank you. Governor Hochul says the state will continue to send millions of COVID testing kits to schools statewide. Police identifying a homicide victim from over the weekend. Officials say 41-year-old Juan Pina Mendez was fatally shot in his car on Rialto Street on Saturday. Rochester police responded to the area of North Clinton Avenue and Rialto Street around 11 o'clock on Saturday morning to find Pina Mendez dead in his car from a gunshot wound. The investigation showed multiple shots were fired into the car. No suspects are in custody. Anyone with information is asked to call 911. A 24-year-old man is in the hospital after a car crash caused a fire in Rochester yesterday. Police responded to North Goodman Street and Central Park around 3:30 in the morning to find that car on fire and a man trapped inside. The fire was extinguished and the man was taken to the hospital. He is listed in guarded condition. The cause of that crash is unknown. State police are investigating after a hit and run involving a pedestrian yesterday morning in Livingston County. Troopers say this happened on 390 South near the Mount Morris and Letchworth State Park exit. Anyone with information on this incident is asked to contact the New York State Police. Well, some new information this morning. The Rochester Lilac Festival announcing new events for this year. After a 2-year hiatus, the Lilac Parade will return on May 7th. A new health and wellness experience will be featured May 14th and 15th, including cycling, yoga, and more. The Lilac Festival will take place 3 weekends in May, from Friday, May 6th to Sunday, May 22nd.
Well, I'm excited. Yeah, it sounds good to have that back. And,
yeah, going with the weekends again, too. They're not really getting away from the block of 10 days, which is interesting.
Yeah, well, I think they found some success with it last year, so
yeah,
they're going to keep it going.
Yeah, there you go. And we're going to keep the winter theme. Certainly today it is a cold start. We're in the teens, but we're checking off sunglasses on the morning checklist because we've got bright sun at least along Lake Ontario. If you're in the Finger Lakes, you say, it's a little cloudy, but you may catch some glimpses of sun. Snow brush, you might need that as well, as we had a fresh inch of snow yesterday and last night. Certainly the hat and the gloves as well. Next 24 hours, we don't improve much for temperatures, mid-20s, but 30s and 40s in the extended forecast at the end of the show. Mark?
All right, James, thank you. So far, so good with our sunrise traffic. The latest update, no accidents to report on 390 in your view here, 490 or 590. So if you're heading out the door, should be a smooth ride into work and school. When lawmakers return to Capitol Hill tomorrow, responding to the crisis in Ukraine will be a top priority, including approving $6.4 billion in aid for Ukraine and a bipartisan sanctions package. Anna Wernicke has the latest from Capitol Hill.
The U.S. and its allies are taking new steps to cripple Russia's economy, announcing on Saturday new sanctions on the Russian central bank.
All of these measures will significantly harm Putin's ability to finance his war. It's time for the president and some of our European partners to quit pussyfooting around.
But Arkansas Republican Senator Tom Cotton said on ABC's This Week that the new sanctions aren't enough because they only target 80% of the Russian banks.
Well, Vladimir Putin controls 100% of the banks in Russia. He can use the other 20% to continue to finance his war machine.
Cotton and Wyoming Republican Liz Cheney are calling on Congress to pass severe sanctions this week, targeting Russia's oil and gas exports.
We ought to be unleashing our own energy resources, our own energy production. We ought to stop the imports of Russian oil to the United States.
Energy sanctions are certainly on the table.
But White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said on ABC's This Week that any sanctions on Russia's energy sector will be felt by Americans here at home.
We want to take every step to maximize the impact and the consequences on President Putin while minimizing the impact on the American people and the global community.
And that was Anna Wernicke reporting. So far, the Biden administration has steered away from targeting Russia's oil and gas sector to prevent rising costs in both Europe and here in the U.S.
Well, Governor Kathy Hochul announcing New York will no longer take any future investments from Russia. The governor signing an executive order starting a review of all assets that the Russian state has in New York.
I, Kathy Hochul, as governor of the state of New York, do hereby order, effective until such time as the sanctions imposed by the federal government are no longer in effect, that we are going to be reviewing all of our state purchases, all of our investments, and seizing all those investments until time as such further notice.
The order will also begin the process to freeze and seize Russian assets to New York that could be used to fund the war effort against Ukraine.
Senator Chuck Schumer also announcing that push to deliver billions in aid to Ukraine. The Senate Majority Leader saying yesterday he will help deliver that $6.4 billion package of emergency aid to Ukraine as requested by the Biden administration.
I'm announcing a push to deliver billions of dollars in aid to Ukraine. It will be humanitarian aid, it will be economic aid, and it will be security aid. The administration has asked for $6.4 billion in aid, and we hope to add that to the omnibus spending bill that is coming to the floor of the Senate.
Senator Schumer said he believes this emergency funding will have bipartisan support.
The three-day conservative political action conference wrapped up this weekend. The Republican Party's biggest names took stage in Orlando, including Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and former President Donald Trump. According to a CPAC straw poll, Trump still remains a favorite in the hypothetical primary. He received 59% of the votes. When the former president was asked about a future presidential run, he responded, quote, "We did it twice and we'll do it again."
Well, take a look at this. It's a pretty scary sight in Massachusetts over the weekend as a truck drives off a bridge into the Charles River there. The driver was able to get on top of that tractor trailer and then wait for help to arrive. The driver was taken to an area hospital, reportedly unhurt, according to reports by police. What a sight there.
Yeah. From around the state now, Congressional Representative Chris Jacobs from the Buffalo area announcing new legislation to fully reopen the northern border connecting the U.S. and Canada. The Northern Border Reopening Act would drop all mandates on the U.S. side of the border, allowing for free travel of Canadians to the U.S. and specifically Western New York. Jacobs says small businesses and tourism are suffering because of the vaccine mandates and believes they should come to an end.
Here's what some folks will be talking about at the water cooler this morning. The Screen Actors Guild Awards, honoring some of the year's best programming yesterday. Big award winners included Will Smith for Outstanding Lead Actor in King Richard and Jessica Chastain for The Eyes of Tammy Faye and the Outstanding Lead Actress. The cast of Ted Lasso also winning for Best Ensemble in a TV Comedy, with Jason Sudeikis taking home the award for Best TV Comedy Actor.
Some great winners there last night, and I love to see the surprise reaction on their faces when they win too. It's great.
Yes.
It's award season, James.
It is, certainly, yes. Giving out those awards and giving the kids awards. We're going back to school. Today is the day after a nice long winter break. Hopefully it was a good one. Bus stop forecast, the sun has come up. And we've got sunshine, which is always nice. Still staying cold, though, certainly in the teens and 20s this afternoon. 8-day forecast, a big warm-up just tomorrow. into the low 40s there. That's going to come with a little bit of rain and maybe even some snow showers overnight into Wednesday. We drop back down into the cooler for Wednesday and Thursday. We could see a front that brings maybe a couple inches on the ground there. Then we warm back up into next weekend.
All right, James, thank you. And thank you for watching News 8 at Sunrise.
Our next update coming up in 30 minutes. CBS Mornings is up next. Have a great day.